is unknown, then you have to search for it, right? You have to search for it.
Call is now taking notes. This call is now being recorded.
Okay. But there is a background noise. I mean, I don't know whether. Okay, I think it's fine now. So there is something which is unknown that you want to know, and if you want to get to the unknown, then you need to search for it. So basically, we search for information, we search for the unknown, so that we come to know what is hidden. So research is the orderly and systematic way of finding answers to questions. So if you have some questions and you want answers to the question, then you need to research so that you can get answers to those questions. It's the systematic process, as it is a process broken up into clear steps. So you go through stages to get to the conclusion or to the finding of what we are searching for. So if you want to do a very scientific research, right, then you need to follow this clear guidelines or steps which has been, you know, given to us to get to the conclusion. Now, what comes to mind when we say social? Social is about people. When we say social, it's about the group, people, human beings living in a particular area, interacting with each other. So when we say social research, then it refers to a scientific and systematic study of individuals and societies. So if you want to study individuals, societies, what is happening within societies scientifically, then we are conducting social research. So we conduct social research to know what goes on in the lives of people and what goes on within communities, societies, nations, around the world. We may want to conduct social research to find answers to questions or problems that are occurring around us. So what are the characteristics of social research? Social scientific research is made up of some basic characteristics. One, the first characteristic of social research is that there should be a clear statement of the problem. So if you are conducting a research, then there should be a problem you are interested in that you are investigating, that you want to find answers to those problems or to those questions. So in social research process, there should be a statement of a problem. What is the problem? Is the problem teenage pregnancy? Is the problem road accident? Is the problem corruption? Is the problem domestic violence? Is the problem online assault? Is the problem fraud, 419? Is the problem fire outbreak? A lot of problems surrounds us. Social problems are happening around us. And you may want to be interested in one of these problems, conduct research on those problems. Now, another basic characteristic of research is you need a plan. How do you intend to, investigate the problem? What is the plan? What are the guidelines? What do you want to do? How do you want to get to the bottom of the matter? You need a plan. Very important to have a plan. Then another characteristic of research is accuracy and precision. You need to be accurate. You need to be precise. We want you to give us the right information. We want you to give us the accurate information, precise information or data. Precision matters a lot because it's the accuracy of the information that can help us make decisions. So if the information is not accurate or precise, it will be very difficult for us to solve that problem we have identified. Then another characteristic is verifiability. The data or the research you are conducting should be verified or can be verified by other people. It should be able to be verified by other people. So that it's not only you who is, conducting the research, but other people can also go in there and find out whether what you are saying is true or false. Then Social research process has the characteristics of objectivity. Objectivity in the sense that when we are conducting research, we shouldn't be biased. We should be objective. If it's black, it's black. If it's white, it's white. If it is blue, it is blue. If the thing is not there, say it is not there. Don't say it is somehow there. Let's be objective. Let's be truthful. Let's not massage the information. So one basic characteristic of social science research is objectivity. Then measurability. Now the things we are observing, the phenomenon we are studying, the problem we are studying should be able to be measured using certain variables. You should be able to measure what is happening, right? Using certain variables. It's very important to do that. So if I say I'm studying student performance in this class, how do I measure your performance in this class? I can measure your performance based on the grades you are getting, based on your contribution in class, based on the assignment you are writing, based on your attendance to class. I can measure your performance. So all variables, all phenomena should be measured. Should be measured. If you're able to measure those phenomena or variables, it helps you understand the problem better. Understand the problem better. Any questions so far? Any questions so far, class?
Doc, please kindly help me with a plan about the 8 details in terms of explanations.
If you want to conduct a research, you don't just start by going to the field. You need a plan. When am I going? What time am I going? Who am I going to talk to? Right? What information am I going to collect? How am I going to collect the information? You need to find ways of getting to the information you are looking for. So you need a plan. Without a plan, it's like nobody has a plan. Without a plan, how do you achieve your results?
Yes.
That is what you are saying. What kind of tool am I going to use to collect the information? You need to plan it. When am I going to collect the information? Whom am I going to take the information from? Am I going to the market women? Am I going to prisoners? Am I going to the people on the street? Am I going to police officers? How am I going to get the information from them? You need to plan all this. It takes time to get all this together, to go to the field to collect the data. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
So right. Please, can you hammer on the accuracy and the precision?
The information you are gathering from the people, is it an accurate information or a false information? Is it the true information? Is it precise? If you come back with accurate information, it helps everybody. If you come back with the false information, you don't help anyone. For example, there is maybe attacks at people, maybe let's say in Nima, around 8 p.m. people are attacked on the street, and you want to conduct research on those attacks. Then you go there, then the truth is that probably there are no street lights over there. That is why people are easily attacked, right? Then you come back and say that, oh, there were street lights. People were just negligent, going and coming up late at night. But there are street lights. That is not an accurate information.
Okay, yes, sir.
But we need accurate information. Most of you, are doing small research. If you're a police officer, you go to the crime scene. There's no gun at the crime scene. Or there was a gun at the crime scene. You come back and report that there was no gun at the crime scene. You're not being accurate with the information. And that is going to spoil the investigation. Right? You may not get to the bottom of the matter simply because you've kept some information out, or you've added an information that does not exist to the research. Is that clear?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Ampedu, your hand is up.
Yes, sir. Sir, Research is defined as an orderly and systematic way of finding answers to questions. Can we define social research as well?
You
Social
do.
research is a systematic way of studying individuals and in the society, their behavior. The social there is about people who interact. So if you are going to conduct studies on those people within a society based on their interactions, then it becomes a social research. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the social component makes it human. You know, human beings live in a society. We don't live in isolation. We interact. We talk to people. We do A, B, C, D. We are the same people who create our own problems. The problems we find in our society are created by human beings, right?
Yes, sir.
We create our own problems. So if you want to study the problem, then you have to study the human being in that problem. Because that human being is the solution to the problem. Are you with me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So the social is about the society and what goes on within the society. So we are studying the society scientifically, following steps, lay down steps. That is social science research, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Any other question before we move on? Okay. Now, let's define some key terms in social research. The first term is research topic. So before you go to the field to do your research, you have to have a topic. Research topic is the subject or issue the researcher is interested in when conducting research. If you want to conduct a research, what is the issue? Is it teenage pregnancy? Is it unemployment? Is it poverty? That is the topic we are talking about. The subject of interest is the topic. That topic should be feasible. It should be relevant. It should be urgent. It should be acceptable. The topic should be feasible. It should be relevant. It should be urgent. It should be acceptable and applicable. So when you are choosing your topic, how feasible is the topic? How doable is that topic? How relevant is the topic to the people, to the community, to the nation? How urgent is the issue? Recently, we were talking about illegal mining. Very urgent issue. We are talking about fraud, where Ghanaians are being, extradited, out of the country. Fraud. It's an urgent issue. We are talking about road accident. Urgent issue. We're talking about conflict, Boko conflict, an urgent issue. So when you are picking topics, pick topics which are urgent. People see the relevance of it, not topic where nobody has interest in it. The topic should be relevant, it should be intriguing, it should catch attention. People should be interested in
Yes.
the topic you've chosen, the problem you are investigating. We talk about military civilian brutality. It's an urgent issue, topical issue. People are interested in what's happening on the ground. We talk about corruption among politicians, urgent issue, right? Recently, we talk about MPP, gurus we are trying to bring them back to the country. I mean, this is an urgent topical issue on the news. So if you want to couch a topic around that, incident to study, people will be interested in it. And they will accept it and give you information. Please, that's clear. So topics are very important. They are subjects or issues that we are conducting the research on. Then research background. It provides the context or the purpose of the study. So you need to give us the background of the topic. What's the background of it? What have people done about it? What are people still doing about it? Let us know. Then the next one is research problem. Is the specific issue or problem that you aim to address in your research? So what is the problem? Why is it a problem? So if the issue is teenage pregnancy. Hello.
Hello, sir. Your line,
Yes, sir.
your line went off. Please, can you
So
hammer
I'm saying
that?
that research problem is the specific issue or problem you are investigating. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
I can hear you, but then your line has been breaking.
Sorry. All right. So can you tell me some of the problems you've identified in your at your workplaces? Can you tell me some of them? Can you tell me some problems you've identified? Anybody? Hello? Or your community?
Maybe domestic violence.
Okay, Gifty, your hand is up. Let's hear Gifty.
Sir, in my community, some of the problems are lack of social amenities like schools or good hospital facilities for the people in the society to have access to.
Okay, that's fine. That's the problem. So you tell us more about the problem. That is the extent of the problem. Yes, Matthias. Umar Mohammed.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
So some of the problems constitute domestic violence. Let's say in my community, how people engage or how couples engage in violence the community.
The domestic violence is a problem. So the of the problem is you telling us more about the problem, how this thing is happening in the community. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Jay Frank. Okay.
So some of the problems are lack of cooperation among workers.
Okay. So in your workplace, there's no cooperation, so much cooperation, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that is the center of the problem, right? Tell us more about the problem and how you intend to address those problems in your research. Then we have
sir, our hammer.
research objectives.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
Yeah, come in, continue.
Yes, sir.
Our hammer on teenage pregnancy. Which teenage pregnancy
One at a time
in our modern society, where parents do not really give much attention to their words to their kids, where females go out, get influenced by their peers, and involved in sex working, which constitutes to teenage pregnancy. Lack of supervision, if I should put it that way, from parents.
Dog, my third one is lack of adequate surveillance for stated rules or lawsuits to.
Some of your hands, please. All right. Let's continue, please. So research objectives, it refers to the outcome that your research The outcome that you aim to achieve by conducting research. So the outcome, what's the objective? Please, let's mute ourselves. Let's mute ourselves if you're not talking. Let's mute ourselves. Let's continue. So research objectives are the outcomes that you aim to achieve by conducting the research. Hypothesis is the assumption or idea that is proposed for the sake of an argument so that it can be tested to see if it might be true or false. Research questions that is into, so you go some questions that you want to ask to answer those questions. The literature review is the overview of previously published works and knowledge on the topic that an individual wants to research. So you want to look at works people have done on the topic you've chosen or the problem you're investigating, just to have more knowledge about the issue. That's literature review. Then research design is the overall strategy utilized to carry out your research. So what's the strategy? Right? Is it quantitative or qualitative? You want to know the strategy. Population, the entire group of people or objects on which the research is carried out. So the entire people, if the student is the population. If it is prison officers, then prison officers is our population. If it's about teenage pregnancy, then we are looking at teenagers who are pregnant within a specific area or community. That is the population. Now, because we may not be able to talk to everybody in the population, we are likely to select a sample. And by sample, we are saying that we select part of the population, right? And we speak to the part of the population. We cannot talk to everybody in the population. So we select part or some aspect of the population, then we talk to them. So if I want to find out how you are faring now under the program, I may not talk to all the 53, 55, or 54 people on the platform. I'll select like say 30, right, on the platform. I speak to the 30, then based on what the 30 of you say, I'll use it to generalize for the 54 people. So that is sample. So a part of the population that you use for your research is the sample. Now, the process that you go through in selecting the sample is what we refer to as sampling. The process of selecting the group for the information you are looking for is called sampling. Then we also have a term called research tool, research instrument. So these are tools that you use to collect the data. We can talk about questionnaires, interview guide, focus group discussion guide. These are tools, research tools, or research instruments that helps us to collect data. Then what is data itself? Data is the information that you have gathered from people or from the experiment you are doing, or the survey is what we refer to as that has been collected, generated through research. That is data. Then we have variables. Variables are any category that varies with respect to time. It's called variable. So logical groupings attributes. So variables such as include sex, age, marital status, level of education, okay. So I believe all of us have answered questionnaires before. The questions on the questionnaires are variables. They simply ask, the variables are used to ask questions from people, right? Your age, your sex, marital status, are you working, government worker, private. A process where raw data is extracted, right? And analyzed to make meaning out of it. So process of out of that data is called data analysis. Any questions so far with the terms? Any questions so far with the terms? Hello, any questions? Hello?
I think good to go.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we choose those.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
So we are moving to Unit 1, Section 2. Unit 1, Section 2. Still on social research and its tenets. We are looking at the basics and the introduction part of the course. So we are saying that social research is a science. So what makes social research a science? So by the end of this particular section, we will explain what science is, give an overview of why social research is a science, enumerate what makes social research a science. So a science is a body of knowledge and the method of obtaining knowledge. That's the definition of science. It's a body of knowledge and the method of obtaining the knowledge. So we have a knowledge, right? Knowledge about a particular phenomenon. It could be teenage pregnancy. You want to obtain knowledge about that. Then what are the methods of obtaining more knowledge about the phenomenon we are interested in? That is science. So science can be grouped into two broad categories. We have the natural sciences and the social science. The natural science is the same as the physical science. They'll deal with this concrete objects. They go to the lab, as you see the doctors and the medical students do, testing, some materials here and there, doing their thing. Then they study natural objects. Natural scientists study natural objects or physical things, the light, the earth, matter, human body, objects. They study physical things, things you can touch. Social science, on the other hand, is a science of people and a collection of people. So social science, we study physical objects as well as non-physical objects. So we study groups, firms, societies, economies, individuals, behavior, group behavior, and all that. They're interested in social relationships and social interaction. So the things we study is broad. It's not just about the physical things. We can also study things which are so geography, economics, history, name them. They all are interested in human relations, social relations, and all that. So social science and the natural sciences are two different sciences. But sometimes you see natural science is conducting research, right? And the physical sciences to do some few research over there. Okay. So science through scientific methods. Social science is a scientific method that is used to study people. Social research is a scientific method that is used to study people and societies to cater for the various needs of people. The various aspects of human behavior and social issues should be approached using social research. So the scientific process is important. The scientific method is important. And this is a standardized method that almost every researcher when conducting social the science systematic plan. It follows a systematic plan. Social research is conducted following a systematic plan. So we talk about a plan. the plan can be classified as quantitative or qualitative. Qualitative plan is where we conduct research with the help of words, right, or opinions or experiences. So you can be a researcher where you want to follow the qualitative plan, or a researcher who wants to follow a quantitative plan. But there's also some researchers who want to blend both the qualitative plan with the quantitative plan, where they would want to interview people at the same time distribute questionnaires so that they can get both the numbers or the figures and the words at the same time. Social science research is a science because it is based on logic and empirical observation. What we do is based on evidence, is based on facts. We don't speculate. Whatever we do is based on facts. We go to the field, gather data from the people, based on what the people tell us, we speak to those things. So nobody sits in his room, comfortably to speculate. They go to the field, and based on evidence, they speak to the truth. So we go to the field to collect data, analyze the data, and generate theories. So the theories we generate are based on facts. They are based on evidence. That is why we say that social science research is a science, or social research is a science. Then we also follow ethical plan. We follow ethics when we are conducting our research. Social research follow ethics, the do's and the don'ts. Research with no ethical consideration cannot be considered as scientific. So social research follow the ethical, consideration, the ethical conditions. That is why it's considered as a science. Another reason why social research is considered a science is confirmability. Confirmable. Conclusions are made after research to match existing evidence. So we can confirm our findings with other findings. We can relate our findings to other research findings to find out whether what we found confirms what they found or it doesn't confirm what they've also found. So someone may conduct a research in, let's say, Northern region about early marriage. And after the research, he says, oh, in the Northern region, girls as early as 12 years are, given out for marriage. Another person may also conduct the same study about early marriage in the southern part of Ghana to see whether the findings in the north confirms what is in the south, or the finding in the south confirms what is in the north. Please, that's clear. So confirmability is also another characteristics of science. And social research, we confirm our findings. Then repeatability or repeatable. Once a scientific procedure is followed in social science, another researcher should be able to process or methods. Social research is objective. It does not rely on guess or hearsays. Yes, say. We don't do that. We stick to the facts. It is this way, not it looks like that way. It is this way. So we start with why social research is a science. So we said that one is a science because it follows a systematic plan, either qualitative or quantitative. It's based on empirical observation. It is any question. So why social research? Why we undertake social research? We explain reasons why we undertake social research. We undertake social research because research corrects one perceptions. So you may have a perception that the police is corrupt, but after you conduct the research, you may find out that the police is not corrupt. So that perception may be corrected after your research. So the research will confirm or contradict what your perceptions are. So with research, we're able to clear every perception or doubts we have. So research corrects perception. We conduct social research because it expands our knowledge. We're able to gather new knowledge through research. So something we don't know, through research, we get to know. That is we expanding our knowledge base. Research is also conducted because it helps us find solutions to social problems. If you want to find solutions to a problem, conduct research. So research helps us find solutions to social problems. Research also improves our way of thinking and problem solving. The way we think changes when we do research. Our way of thinking also improves. Research also informs policymakers in terms of the decisions to make. Before a policy maker makes a decision, that decision should be backed by research. So research should inform policymakers in the decisions they take. So before the government or an agency can come up with certain policies, then that policy should be based on research. So the policy of NHIS, free SHS, school feeding, free uniform, all these policies were guided by research. People had to conduct research to identify that, oh, these are the problems. These are the solutions to the problems. The government will pick the findings and say, okay, then let's implement this policy, that policy, that policy to help solve the people's problems. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Another reason why we conduct research is to explore social reality. By research, we get to know more about certain happenings in a society. So if you want to explore, get to know more about things, then you can conduct research to know more about those things. We also conduct research to make predictions. We can predict that, oh, in the next 5 years, crime rate will reduce or will increase. All these predictions can be made through research because research will give us the information, the basis for which we can make those predictions. Social research, another reason is that social research helps us to explain social life, to explain people's life, people's attitude, people's behavior. How they react to situations by that research. It helps us liberate and empower people. All these are reasons why we conduct research. Any question on the reasons why we conduct research?
How does it help us to liberate and empower people, teacher?
Yeah.
Liberate other people.
Hello, Peter. We are listening.
I said, how does social research help us to liberate or empower other people? In which way?
Yourself well.
So he was asking that how does it help us to liberate and empower people? In what ways?
Oh, how does research liberate, empower people?
Yes, please.
Yes, I'm asking the class. How does it help us? How does research liberate us and empower us? How? Can anybody help us?
Yes, please let me come in. Yes, please. Can I
Okay.
come in? Sir,
Yes, you can come in.
about our knowledge, because we agree to getting that more knowledge, we transform and that we are system.
Your network is also not good.
The message is not good.
Yes, sir, Doc.
Can you come again?
Yes, sir, Doc. Please, I want to
Can you
help.
come again? Yes, okay, come in.
Yes, sir, thank you. Please, it has to do with a researcher. Once a research is conducted by a researcher, he or she is exposed to the issues on the ground. And once those issues are secured or gathered, or that data is secured by the researcher, it helps the researcher to elevate his knowledge or to improve his knowledge about what has been discovered. And with that, the person gains power. And science, some way, somehow, is seen that is a power that can elevate someone. So once the person is exposed to the issues on ground, the fact that is on the ground, or the problem that's on the ground, to the researcher he has been exposed to, so he gets the knowledge or that idea of which others are not. So once the person, the researcher, secures all these things, it empowers him. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so what about those who have been researched?
Yes, sir.
The
Them
people
too
who
with
are being researched.
yes, sir. The peoples too, maybe they might not be exposed to those issues affecting, let's say government want to research on causes of teenage pregnancy, and we are going to visit the social people, and once we visit them, through the interactions we have with them, they will be able to also know or tell their mind. And as we are also questioning them, they are also being given another opportunity to also learn from them.
Oh,
Ask me.
Where we are we are at a certain place that
hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
the person who just spoke.
Yes, sir, we can hear
I didn't
you.
hear you.
yes, sir. Yes,
Please
sir.
come again. I think your
Ye-
network was breaking.
Yes, sir. Sir, please, I was saying that as a researcher, you go to the field to interact with the community. Hello, sir.
Please come again. The network keeps on breaking.
Yes, sir. Sir, please, I was saying that as we go out to research, we go to the communities, villages, to interact with people about a certain topic. And once we begin by using our questionnaires or the strategy that we will use to secure the data. As we are questioning them, they are also raising up to get why we are asking those kinds of questions as they are responding to us. So that place knowledge is shared in between the researcher and then the interviewer. There is a share of knowledge. So the researcher gains knowledge to liberate himself by securing the data. At the same time, the giver, the one that we are interviewing, is also going to get another idea about how the questions will be set and how that questions are relevant to the government policy or that topic that is under research, sir.
Did you hear the explanation he gave?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So that is the liberation and empowerment you are talking about.
Thank you, doctor.
All right. Let's move on to the next session. Now let's look at the next section on the dialectics. Dialectics in social science research. By the end of this session, I'm getting feedbacks. By the end of this session, we should be able to explain what dialectics in social research, science research is, and give some example. Differentiate between some pairs of concepts used in social research. So dialectics, what is dialectics in social research? Dialectics are philosophical arguments that involves a contradictory process between opposing sides. So two sides are opposing each other on particular issues, right? That is the dialectics. In social research, there are several pairs of concepts that its explanation usually conflicts. So dialectics between two opposing, sides. We have the first one called applied and basic research, qualitative and quantitative research, qualitative and quantitative data, ideographic and nomothetic explanation, inductive and deductive reasoning. So these are, arguments that oppose each other. Let's look at the basic and applied research and see where they contradict itself. So there are some schools of thought who believe that research is conducted just to gain knowledge, nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else. When we conduct research for the sake of gaining knowledge or obtaining knowledge, it is referred to as basic research. So basic research is when we are interested in conducting research just to obtain knowledge, right? But applied research is we conducting research not just to obtain knowledge, but find solutions or practical solutions to existing problems. So the moment the knowledge we have gathered from the basic research, we go beyond it to find solutions to existing problems, that research becomes applied. That's the difference. And that is where the contradiction comes in. The opposing, sides coming. One school of thought believes that research is conducted just to gain knowledge, obtain knowledge. Another school of thought believes that research is done or conducted to find solutions to social problems. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, there's also the contradiction or dialectics of quantitative and qualitative research. There are some schools of thought who believe that research should be expressed in numbers and figures. We should find out how much or how many is present or exist. Those school of thoughts, they go for the quantitative research. Quantitative research is any research that is expressed in numbers or figures. They ask questions like how much, how many. And there's also another school of thought that believe that we should conduct qualitative research, where research is expressed in words. Here we want to understand the thoughts, opinions, feelings, experiences, emotions of people. And if you want to do that, then let's use words to get to obtain such information. So some school of thought believes in quantitative research. Another school of thought believes that the best way to conduct research is through the qualitative research. And that is where the opposing sides comes in. If we are, metamorphosing from quantitative and qualitative research. Then we can also talk about quantitative data and qualitative data. So data or information that is gathered in words are referred to as qualitative data. Data that is gathered in numbers or figures are referred to as quantitative data. And that is clear enough. So with qualitative data, we ask the why and how question. With quantitative data, we ask how many, how much questions. So if I'm conducting a qualitative research, I'll ask, why are students on this platform? Why are students on this platform? Then students can give me quality, detailed information. But if it's a quantitative data, I'll say, how many students are on this platform? You give me numbers or figures. Oh, 60 students, 53 students, numbers, right? So depending on what you want and the type of research or data you want to use for the research. Another dialectics is idiographic explanation and nomothetic explanation. Idiographic means, idio means unique, right? Unique, right? So idiographic explanation focuses on individual cases, unique cases, or events, individual cases or events. Its aim is to gather in-depth information about a person. Then we have nomothetic explanation, where we are looking at large, events. So it seeks to produce general statements that account for larger social patterns. So with nomothetic explanation, we gather information from large number of people, not unique individual cases, but large group of people. So nomo means large, idio means unique, right? Yeah. So it involves trying to generalize about the world. So you realize that there's a pattern, idiographic, qualitative, nomothetic, quantitative. They have similar traits. Then we also have another dialectics called inductive and deductive reasoning. Inductive reasoning also matches with idiographic, qualitative. Deductive reasoning matches with nomothetic, quantitative, right? So inductive reasoning is used to describe the reasoning that involves using specific observation to make a general conclusion. So here we are moving from specific observation to general conclusion. For example, Yakuma is an Akan and he eats fufu. Abena Bema is an Akan and she eats fufu. Kakra is an Akan and he eats fufu. Therefore, probably all Akans eat fufu. So we have moved from specific situations to make a general conclusion. All Akans eat fufu. So the use of the word probably is important, because the fact that these three people are all Akans and eating fufu doesn't mean that all Akans eat fufu. But you're saying that probably the probability that all Akans eat fufu is high, because a few specific cases that we have encountered, they are all Akans and they are eating fufu. That is why we use probably. All Akans eat. Now, how is this contradicting from deductive reasoning? Unlike inductive reasoning, that we move from specific observation to general observation or general conclusion, the deductive reasoning, we move from general to specific. General statement to specific conclusion. For example, all animals that lay eggs are birds. Snake lay eggs. Therefore, snakes are birds. The general statement is all animals that lay eggs are birds. Right? Then what is the specific? Snake lay eggs. Therefore, we can conclude by saying that snakes are birds. Is that clear? So this is inductive reasoning. From general statement, then we make specific statement. But inductive, we make specific statement, then we end up with a general conclusion. Any questions so far? Any question?
So, due to the network, some of us joined the person later.
Hello.
I said, hello.
Yes.
I said, due to the network challenges, some of us joined the lesson later. So, if you can go over
Okay.
for us, please.
Someone, you joined what later?
We'll join the lecturing later, just late. Because of we
Yeah,
encounter
but I
with the
cannot start all
network
over again. It's been recorded, so they will make the recordings available to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Doc.
Sir,
Any other concern? Yes.
please, I would want to know if there is possibility that you could have research both the qualitative and the quantitative type of research at the same time.
Yes. In fact, scholars are proposing that is the way to go. Blend the two. Do both quali and quanti. That is what we refer to. We call it mixed methods.
Yes, sir.
You mix a method. Do both quanti or give some questionnaires to some people, then interview some people so that they complement each other.
Yes, sir.
Where the quanti will give you the numbers, right? But the quali will not give you the numbers,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So
Yes,
the
sir.
quanti will be complementing the quali, but the quanti will not give you details, but the quali will give you details.
Yes, sir.
So in that case too, it's also complementing the quanti. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Evelyn, your hand is up. Hello? Hello? Please, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
So the choice of the method, whether you are going purely quanti or purely qualitative, or you are mixing both qualitative and quantitative, it depends on the researcher. It depends on the researcher. It depends on the topic you are studying or the problem you are investigating. You need both or not. It all depends on some of these things. But there are some researchers who are quantitative biased. So no matter what, they will go quantitative. There are some too who are qualitative biased. So they would prefer to do the interviews instead of distributing questionnaires. Right. And the next thing, yes. Oh, sorry, do you have a question?
No, sir. I was thanking you for the explanation, sir.
Okay. Now, the next thing we'll be looking at is Unit 1, Section 5. We spoke about scientific steps, scientific method, scientific process. Okay, Matthias, your hand is up.
Yeah,
Hello, Matthias.
the network is hello, sir. The network is bad here. I'm just if you can share the handout so that we download and you can read on our own time, please. After the lecture, please.
Yeah, the university, I mean, they'll make. Have they shared the model with you?
Yes,
Yes.
Matthias, they shared the model already, so you can get the handout on your platform. Okay.
All right, thank you.
But please, if you can share your own with us.
Oh, okay. After the class, I'll do that.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
In fact, I started it from the model to the same thing. All right. So let's look at the processes or steps in social science research? What are the processes? What are the steps in social science research? So at the end of this session, a lot of background noise, so I'm trying to mute some of you who are still online. Osamanti, can you mute yourself? Okay. Thank you. So by the end of this session, we should be able to mention the steps involved in conducting social science research. We spoke about the scientific methods, the steps, then what it entails. Each of the steps entails. We should be able to explain what it entails. It's important. So what are the steps in conducting social science research? Every researcher must follow a set of procedure, and these are standardized procedure that almost every researcher follows when conducting research. There are basic steps in social scientific research that we all follow. The first step is identify the problem or the topic. That's the first step. Identify the problem or the topic. The second step is background to the study. Background to the study. The third is statement of the problem. The fourth is formulating research objectives. Then formulate research questions or hypotheses. Normally, when you are doing quantitative research, you are advised to state hypothesis. Right? It's appropriate to state hypothesis. But if you are doing qualitative, then you can ignore the hypothesis and just state research questions. Then we have literature review. We have methodology and data analysis. Then we draw conclusions. Then we make recommendations. So these are the scientific steps when conducting social science research. We are going to look at it one after the other. So the first one is identify the problem or topic. So there are several topics in the system, but the topic you choose should be a social issue. Since we are from social sciences, we expect that the topic should be a social issue. The topic, like I said, should be feasible, it should be urgent, it should be relevant, it should be applicable, it should be ethical. In other words, it should not harm anyone. The topic should not be a topic where people will be harmed. Please, is that clear? Now, every topic is in two parts. The first part is the subject under study. And the second part is the study area where you are going to conduct the study. So when you are stating your topic, it should always be in two parts. The first part of the topic is the subject you are studying. Is it teenage pregnancy? Is it corruption? Is it abortion? Is it domestic violence? That is the subject of the study. Then the second part is where is the study going to be conducted? Or maybe teenage pregnancy in Sefi, we also. And abortion in Goso, or early marriages in the northern region. So every topic is always in two parts. Please, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If you ignore
Yes,
the study area, the topic is incomplete. If you ignore the study area, the topic is incomplete. All right. So the area where you are conducting the study should be made known in a topic. Now, the second step is background to the study, where you have to put the study in context. Right? Normally, the background to the study provides us the general overview of the research. And it is always in an inverted triangle, as you see on the screen, where we look at the background from the international point of view, where you can go to US, what's happening there, Asia, Europe, what are the issues, happening on the topic you have chosen. Then you come to Africa, what's happening in Africa, other African countries, what's going on. If it's about domestic violence, what's happening in other African countries. Then you come to Ghana in general, what's happening in Ghana. Then the region you want to do the study, what is the status of that particular topic in that region? Then within the region, probably there's a community or a suburb within that region that you want to go into that community to talk to the people. That should also, so this should be the structure. The background is always an inverted triangle. From an international point of view, to the locality where you want to conduct this. Okay. Evelyn, your hand is up. Evelyn, please, your hand is up. Hello, Evelyn. Can you hear me? Okay, probably it's a mistake. The next step is statement of the problem. You have to state the problem. What is actually the problem? This section explains the problem at hand. Why do you need to conduct that research? How do you intend to do it? Ask yourself this question. What problem is the research attempting to address? Why do you care about this problem? How can solving this problem impact the community? When you answer these questions, you end up stating the problem clearly. So what is the problem about? Why do you intend to do this work? Why do you care about this problem? How does solving this problem help us? When you state all this in a problem statement, then it means that the work is important and relevant. Then formulate objectives. Objectives should be closely related to the statement of problem. If the problem is community involvement in reducing teenage pregnancy, then the objective should be examine the role of the local people in reducing teenage pregnancy. But in stating of the objectives, you have to introduce an action verb, examine, right? Identify, discuss, explain. The action verbs is important. Now, you have to break down the general objective into smaller parts for you to have specific objectives. So, the same topic, community involvement in reducing teenage pregnancy, you can look at the role of parents in reducing teenage pregnancy. Examine the role of community leaders in reducing teenage pregnancy. So we've broken it down into smaller units at the specific objective level. Any question before we continue? Okay, let's continue. The next step is formulating research questions or hypotheses. So normally the research question is usually used in qualitative research. Research question is a question that the research aims to answer. The research question narrows down broad topics of interest into a specific area of study. So the same question, how do parents reduce teenage pregnancy? How do community leaders reduce teenage pregnancy? So normally the research questions emanate from the objectives, but you trick it into a question form, then they become research questions. However, hypotheses are mostly stated in quantitative research. Research questions can also be stated in quantitative research, but the moment you are going quantitative, then hypotheses must be stated. If you're going qualitative, research questions are fine. But the moment you choose quantitative, then hypothesis should be stated. Then hypothesis is about it's about guesses. You guess, tentative guess about how the social world works. So we can state the hypothesis that parents cannot help reduce, teenage pregnancy. Then we can test the hypothesis to see whether that is true or false. The next step is literature review. Now, the first step of every research is to review literature. That is, you have to read around the topic. By reading around the topic, you are reviewing literature. So review literature starts from the beginning, just that you have positioned it at a place where systematically we put literature review. So literature review is about going into the archives and digging to find more about the topic you've chosen. It can be online, it can be in the library, it can be in books, whatever you want to do, you can get more information about the topic you are investigating. It helps us, identify information or ideas that may be relevant to your research. When you review what people have done, you get to know more about the research you are doing. Then you also get to identify the gaps in current knowledge. You get to know what people teenage pregnancy already, but they didn't look at it from a different angle, and you think that is important. Let me also come in and look at it from that angle so that it makes my work genuine or new or novel. It also helps avoid but don't duplicate it. So that you are building of existing knowledge and ideas. So as you read, you are able to become an expert in that area. Literature review also demonstrates the depth of your knowledge about the research. You're able to identify opposing views. You're able to put your work in perspective. You're able to identify methods that may be relevant to your research. All these things are any question? Hello?
No, sir. No, sir.
All right.
No, sir.
Now, the next step is methodology. The next step, scientific step, is methodology. This section specifies the whole approach to the research, starting from your research design, population of the study, sampling procedure, data collection instruments, data collection procedure, data sources, whether it's primary source or secondary source, data analysis plan. So the methodology also follows these steps. Then after you do the methodology, you draw conclusions. Conclusions are drawn based on the finding. Conclusions are not the same as summary. So you should be able to draw conclusions based on the finding. Let's look at the example. Let's consider the following findings below and draw a conclusion. Kofi conducted a study on the causes of teenage pregnancy and found out that it is caused by poverty, lack of parental guidance, and peer pressure. What will be your conclusion on this? What will be your conclusion? Please, can someone help us? Can someone help us with this conclusion?
Sir.
Enin,
So,
Enin Masantua.
Sir, please can you read the question again so that
Sir.
I said, please, you raise your hand. That's why I called you. Kofi conducted a research on the cause of teenage pregnancy and found that it is caused by poverty, lack of parental guidance, and peer pressure. What will be your conclusion?
Sorry. Sir, please, the question again.
Oh, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Sir, can I talk?
Yeah, I'm Pedro Frank.
Yes, sir. So, in conclusion, I would say that teenage pregnancy is mainly caused by poverty, lack of parental guidance, and Yes, and that.
So that is not that you are summarized. You have not concluded.
Okay, sir.
Conclusions are based on findings. They are not the same as summary. And you conclude 1, 2, 3, 4. That is not conclusion. That is summary. Godwin.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, your hand is up.
Yeah, with the conclusion, I can say that the teenage pregnancy is largely influenced by social, economic, and social factors, such as poverty, inadequate parental guidance, and even peer pressure. So therefore, addressing teenage pregnancy, it requires interventions that reduce poverty and even strengthen parental involvement and guide adolescents to resist, negative peer influence. Thank you, sir.
All right. Well, so after the conclusion, you make a recommendation suggesting how the problem can be solved to stakeholders. What can you do? What should be done to resolve the problem? And these are the steps. To recommendation. Henry,
okay, sir, please, through public education, like the media.
Yes, what can they do?
Yes, like so that we can educate people more about how to take a good care of our children, like through public education.
Okay. So yes, who to do it? Antoine.
You are like Mother to create public awareness to parents and the children, and also
Who should create
strengthen
the
their
awareness?
sex education. We,
who are the we?
The community.
Hello.
Sir, please, the community.
Who is in the community?
Sir, please, an institution like Commission on Civic Education should be taxed.
So what I'm saying is that you pause. When you are stating a recommendation, it's about who should do what. You don't say, oh,
yes, sir.
Let's organize public education. Who should do it? If you leave it and you take it to President Mahama, you ask the recommendation, who should do this public education for us? The recommendation should be targeted towards an institution.
Yes, sir.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So that the institution knows that it's my job to do it. If not, everybody will fold his arms and watch. After all, nobody's name was mentioned.
Yes, sir.
Are you with me? Asantua.
In my opinion, like parents can also create that awareness, or teachers,
Your network is breaking. You said something. Yeah.
Please, my
Hello.
network clear now.
Yeah. It's okay.
Hello.
It's okay. So you can talk.
Please, I was like, parents can also create the awareness, teachers, and the elders in the community. Like some teachers may organize the girls or the girls and the
Okay.
teenagers around.
So
and
now
be
you are
a-
asking teachers to work. Do they talk? Probably during the school. Let's continue. All right. Henry, your hand is up. Oh, okay. It's a mistake. All right. So let's look at the last session of the unit. Challenges of pursuing social research. What are the challenges? At the end of this section, we should be aware of the challenges encountered during social science research. Explain the challenges encountered during social science research. I believe you can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So there are many challenges that you will face in the research process. You definitely find a challenge when you are choosing the right topic. You find a challenge when you are choosing the right methods. You find a challenge in getting an institution or getting communities to participate in your research. You find a challenge in choosing participants or subjects to do your research. You find a challenge in even dealing with the data you've gathered. So challenges, cut across every step of the research process. So in choosing the research topic, it's not easy. It's challenging. Choosing a topic for research is not as easy as we think. We need to choose carefully, simply because we have to choose a research topic that is feasible, a research topic that is, interesting. People would want to read or pay attention or, be involved in it. So choosing a research topic is not easy as we think. So when you're choosing a topic, choose a topic that is relevant, doable, that is feasible, it's doable, it's applicable, and of course, it's beneficiary to everybody in the community. Make sure that the topic will hold your interest. Read everything you need to know about the topic. So it's challenging choosing a topic, but you have to overcome this challenge by making sure that you choose a topic that is relevant, doable, feasible, and beneficiary to everyone. Now, another challenge has to do with choosing the right methodology. Once a topic is chosen, the next is choosing the right and appropriate methodology. We are always challenged as we want to choose a method for research based on our preference. So normally, people who are like reading, would want to choose qualitative method. Those who like calculation, numbers, figures, will choose quantitative method. The problem is that some topics are more, suited for qualitative than quantitative. Some topics are quantitative than qualitative. But if a topic that demands quantitative and you use qualitative method, it means that the research will not, bear the fruits we are all looking for. If a topic that demands qualitative, then you are doing quantitative, then it's also a problem. So comfortable with, or which you think will not help you are better for you. So sometimes it's a challenge choosing the right methods for your research. Now, another problem or challenge is getting institutions or communities to participate. In current time, there is research fatigue. People are not interested interested in research anymore. Most communities around, even the villages that were open to research, they are all not willing to give their all for us anymore. So it's difficult to participate to get participants for your research, especially when the topic is sensitive, difficult getting people to participate. Topics such as rape, domestic violence, teenage pregnancy, HIV, AIDS patients, very sensitive topics. You know, people are not ready to share information. They're not ready to participate, and it's challenging. So for community research works, it is better that you go through community entry, where you seek permission from community leaders before you start your research. If not, you will not get people to participate for you. Now, when you meet a situation like this, where people are not ready to participate, do not lose hope at first rejection. Still persevere and be consistent. You need to talk to them, try convincing them. Right? Persuade them if you can. Or pursue alternative. If you speak to the person is not budging, you can speak to someone older in the community to speak to the person who can give you that information. Probably through that, you can get the information you want. Also build relationship and network. When you go to the community, build relationship, connect with them. Don't be isolated. Let them feel that you are part of them, so that in future, when you come, they will open up again. Some of you go there, and the moment you get your data, you don't even say goodbye. You leave. When you come next time, they will close their door at you because they'll tell you you are ungrateful. Okay. Again, learn to sell yourself and be presentable. Look good. Dress neatly. Dress to blend them, not to look like a god or a demigod, looking undermining them. When you do that, they will not participate. They will think you are too known. Again, another challenge has to do with finding study participants. Finding participants for the study is sometimes tedious. Most times, subjects do not want to participate or are ignorant of the study. So in this regard, in this situation, inform your participants about the research and the process to seek their consent. Do not deceive them into it. Do not disguise yourself. Do not trick them to participate. Promising them heaven on earth that, oh, when you do it for me, I'll give you money, I'll give you a gift to lure them. This is because when you finish and you don't fulfill your promise, they will never trust any researcher who comes to their community again. There are people who are fed up because some researchers have gone to the field and will build a community hospital for you, will build a toilet facility for you, and they go and they will never come back. That would deter them from, participating in future research. Now, another challenge, once you get the it's a challenge. You tempted to fabricate the data. If it's 2, report 2. If it's 3, report 3. Do not change facts of the data because you want it to suit what you are looking for. If it's black, say it's black. If it's white, say it's white. We are mostly tempted to change or fabricate the data to suit our needs, and that is not allowed in social science research. That defeats the purpose of accuracy, right? Any question so far?
Sir, my name is Thompson.
Any question? Yes, Thompson.
Can you hear me? Yes. Yes, can you hear me, sir?
Thompson, come again.
Can you hear me, sir?
Hello? No, Thompson, come again.
Sir, please, can you hear me?
Yes.
Please, can you hear me now?
Please talk.
Yes, sir. Please, can we consider info analysis? Mr. Musa Dankwa, his method as a quantitative one in terms of the election research.
You said what?
Info analysis,
Hello?
Mr. Musa Dankwa.
Uh-huh.
Oh, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
You said, yes, we are listening. Just that you have to speak
I
louder.
said, yeah, can we consider info analysis, Mr. Musa Dankwa's method as a quantitative one on his election
As a quantitative
election
analysis.
research? Yes.
So he goes out there to gather data from people about elections, right?
Yes, and bring figures and bring figures.
Yes, that is quantitative data analysis.
Thank you, sir.
But
Thank you, sir.
someone will also go out there and interview people. If you go out there and interview people, it becomes qualitative. Are you with
Okay,
me?
sir. Great. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any other question? Any other question, class?
Sir,
So today we have looked at research and internet. We've looked at what research is, what social research is. We've looked at qualitative research. We've looked at inductive, deductive, pure applied research. We've looked at inductive reasoning, deductive reasoning, why we need research, social research, why social research is a science, the methods or the steps. Scientific steps to end our class today. We've been able to cover the first unit of this course. Every weekend we meet, we are supposed to cover a particular unit, and we've been able to cover one unit. Our next meeting will be we covering the second unit of the course. Please, when is our when are we meeting?
So
Are they
please
giving
on
you a
the
calendar?
timetable. Yes, sir.
We are meeting tomorrow. So
Please tomorrow. Yeah, at 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. That is second period.
okay, then when else do we meet after tomorrow?
that will be following
That's the following week again.
Next week. Next weekend?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
See. Did you hear that? Bante. I don't know the name.
Probably tomorrow. See the units. Good.
Please, can you send me the timetable?
Please, I think that course
I
rep
don't know
will
class
post
rep.
it in the
Please, who is the course rep here?
Who are you?
This is Louis, and I'm assistant to.
I'll send it in the group.
The timetable is on the platform. Check
Yes,
on the
please.
I
platform.
think you
The
need to
time.
go to the platform and
Hey,
check. It's in
those of
there.
you who are requesting for the
Please,
timetable,
no, listen.
check on
I
the
was just
platform.
added. I was just added to the platform. I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
I was just
I
added
will
to it, so
send
I
it
don't have any
again, okay?
calendar.
Asanto,
Okay.
please, I will
Okay,
send it again. Thank
don't
you.
worry.
Okay.
All right. So
Thank
we'll
you.
end right now. Prepare for your next class. We'll meet again.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Gifty.
Yes.
Please. I want to give you hi. Please, can you come and type in the group?
I should do what? Hello, rep. Hello. Miss Addison. Miss Addison.
He said, you can come to the offer page and give type
Please,
so
what are
that
you asking of me?
he says you should come to the group and type so that she gives you her.
I want to see her in chambers, the number. No.
That's why she says you should come to the page and give her her so that
class trip. This week, many update. Next week, let's have connect. Featuring that. Hey.